Welcome to The Performance Code, the official podcast of PCodeNation.com and the Performance Code community. Tune in each week as top performers and fitness experts share their tactics and strategies to get you on the fast track to achieving maximum results. And now, your host, Justin Scollard.
That's right, guys. This is Justin Scollard, host of the Performance Code podcast, and today you are tuned into episode number 2. And we're going to talk all about a little acronym I call PAP. Planning, anticipating, and preparing. Getting yourself set up on the right foot. Because if you want to succeed in anything you do in life, you have to prepare, you have to plan, you have to anticipate. Before we get into that, I want to remind you to head on over to pcodeNation.com/strength and sign up for the free size and strength course that I put together just for you guys. It's got everything you need to build your own 12-week progressive overload strength and conditioning program that is going to get you the results that you want the right way. We got some sample weeks in there. We have some sample diets. I have a table to help you determine your daily macro calorie requirements. And I even have a webinar put together to break down exactly what goes into building your own strength training program. We want to be strong. We want to be lean. We want to be athletic. You can have it all, and I will show you how. So, guys, it's pcodeNation.com/strength. And without further ado, let's hop into today's episode. Today is all about getting started on the right foot. So before we talk about what kind of weight you should lift, how often you should go to the gym, we need to figure out exactly what your game plan is. We need to anticipate things in your schedule that might disrupt that, and we need to prepare ourselves for it. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is one of my favorite quotes by Socrates 2,500 years ago, right? So we think that maybe going to the gym is some new thing. Well, actually not so much. They've been doing it for a long time. No citizen has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. What a disgrace it is for a man to grow old without ever seeing the beauty and strength for which his body is capable. So guys, this is your call to action. Let's do this. Number 1, let's schedule our workouts, right? It drives me crazy when I talk to people and I'm like, all right, well, what days do you work out? And they're like, oh, well, maybe Monday or whenever I have time. I really don't know. So that's the fast track to just never getting results, right? If you want results, you got to take this seriously, just like anything else in life, right? Schedule it out. It doesn't need to be epic. Let's just start with 3. That's fine. Ultimately, maybe we go to 4 or 5. But if you can consistently get in the gym 3 times a week, you are going to be miles ahead of everyone else. So you need a routine. You cannot wing it, right? And when we have a 3-day, maybe 4-day a week plan, now we can start looking at the long run of like, okay, so if I'm going to work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday can be chest and triceps and shoulders. Wednesday can be legs, Friday can be back and biceps, right? So you start to see how it helps you build a routine around when you have a solid schedule as opposed to just winging it and never really knowing and then just kind of defaulting to some random workout that you found online because you don't really have a program, right? So we want to make sure that we schedule it in advance if you want to take this seriously. Plan on being there at least 60 minutes. I mean, by the time you warm up, you got to do at least a 10-minute warm-up. Then you got to do another few minutes getting settled into whatever weight training session you're going to do. That's going to last you at least 40 minutes, 30 maybe. And then you're going to do some conditioning, and then you're going to mobilize at the end. It's an hour, right? So make sure that you don't burn the candle on both ends and cut it too tight where you don't get to experience the full workout, okay? And then commit to these times. These appointments are non-negotiable. This is important stuff. This is your health we're talking about here, right? You're doing this for yourself, for your family, for everyone who cares about you. You're taking control and responsibility of your body. So super important. Okay, number 2, let's determine our body fat. Now, that might come as a surprise to some of you, but the thing is maybe some of you came here because you feel like you need to gain weight, and maybe that is true. However, there is such a thing called skinny fat, where we actually are thin. We look really thin in clothes, but we actually have low muscle mass and a high fat body fat because we're just not training, right? So before we get into how many calories you need to eat, I don't want to assign like a 4,000 calorie a day diet without meeting somebody. Come to find out they're 20% body fat. That might be counterproductive, right? So this is the best way to do it. I think it's not 100%. The only way to do a 100% one is to like go like a DEXA scan or like the water submersion tanks. But this is pretty good. It's consistent at least, right? $30. You can have it with you. You can, every month or so, just keep track of where you're at. One of my favorite quotes is, "You can't manage what you don't measure." So hopping on the scale every couple of weeks. You don't have to be obsessive about it. Doing your body fat, once a month, it just helps you make sure that you in fact are on the right track. You're not just making a bunch of assumptions about it. And it also determines how much calories you're going to be eating, right? So if you're in a higher body fat range, you're not going to be eating as many calories as someone who's like super, super lean and they're all skin and bones. Then we need to bump them up in calories. And a great way to determine that is through body fat. So for men, under 15% is where you want to be. If you want to see abs, probably closer to 10%. Women, under 20% is good. If you want to see abs, closer to 15%. Okay? All right, moving on. So now you have scheduled your workouts. You have determined your body fat. Now we're going to dig into how many calories you need, okay? This is going to prepare you to go to the grocery store. You can start to think, okay, well, if I need to eat 3,000 calories a day, that's 5 meals a day. That's 5 600-calorie meals. So now you can start to look at that when you break into actual food items at the store. So if you notice up top here, there is a little table that is all about body fat percentage. So men, 10 to 14%, you are level 1, right? So if you just go down to any one of these, you see level 1 has the highest caloric intake. That's because you're the most lean, so you need to eat more food. If you're level 4, which is 2,800 and above, you have the lowest caloric intake. Now, this might be a surprise of how much food I'm asking you to actually eat here. So if you are a level 1, 160-pound guy, I need you to eat about 2,900 calories a day. So let's just call it 3,000, right? That's significant. That's no joke. That's a lot of food, but that's what it takes to be anabolic. And anabolic just means that you're putting on size and strength. You're putting on muscle. Your body's growing tissue, right? So the easiest and best way to do this is to just break those calories into thirds. So a 1-1-1 ratio of carbs, fats, and proteins. So if you, let's just say you were 3,000 calories, it's an easy number to do. So that's 250 grams of protein a day. That's 250 grams of carbohydrates because protein and carbs are 4 calories per gram. And then that's about 100 grams of fat because fat has 9 calories per gram. So you got 250 grams of protein, 250 grams of carbs, and you have 100 grams of fat. Divide that into 5 meals. What's that? 50 grams of protein, 50 grams of carbs, 20 grams of fat. Easy, right? Anyone can do that. Not so bad when you think about it that way. Okay, moving on. All right, so we've determined everything. Now it's time to meal prep. Oh, I jumped ahead of myself. I explained the whole calorie breakdown in this slide. Oh, well. So we're going to load up on beef, chicken, fish, potatoes, rice, and veggies. Notice that I did not say bread, pasta, any sort of cake or pastries. You might have heard that that's an easy way to put on size. Oh, just drink a gallon of milk or eat a pizza. Yeah, but let me tell you something. You are going to be so inflamed and so puffy and bloated. You're going to feel like garbage. You need to eat clean, and it's tough. It's a lot harder to do it that way, but you're going to build lean muscle. You're going to feel nourished. You're going to sleep better. You're not going to have the shits. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, right? So we want to get it from real whole foods, tons of meats, tons of vegetables. The only carbohydrates really should be from sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. If you want to throw oatmeal in there, that's okay. Rice is good. And then save the fruit for after your workout, right? So fruit is kind of in the gray area. It's not that it's bad. It's just that there's a lot of sugar in there, and you're already eating a ton of calories. So you want to give your body all the help it can get by not taking in too much sugar when you're not exerting yourself. So a good time for you can have a banana or a couple bananas or a banana and an apple is post-workout, because then your body can just use those sugar calories immediately to restore its energy levels and bring your body back up to homeostasis. So You're going to eat 5 meals a day. You're going to bring your food with you. Yes, I want you to be that guy. You're going to get a cooler. You're going to get Tupperware. You're going to prepare your meals in advance. You're going to put them all in Tupperware, and you're going to bring it with you. And it's okay. Let the haters hate. But in 3 months, when you finish your cycle, you are going to look like a completely different person if you do this step. If you wing it, good luck. Hopefully you have good genetics. If you bring your food with you, you have now just greatly increased your odds of actually finally getting that body that you want. All right, moving on. So a word to the wise, guys. Undereating is the number one reason people spend years in the gym without any results. And I'm not even talking about people who want to put on a bunch of muscle. People who want to lose weight. If you're eating too little, your body's not stupid. If you can go to the gym 5 times a week, and if you're eating too little, if you're a guy and you're eating 1,200 calories a day, there's no shortage of people who are still struggling with weight issues because even though they're eating little and even though they're going to the gym, the reason is because your body just dials down your metabolism. It's going, all right, well, we are exerting way more than we're consuming. And if we actually burned up those calories, there'd be nothing of us left. So we're just going to dial down our metabolism through a hormone called T3 that your thyroid produces to where you just don't burn off any. You're basically putting yourself in a starvation mode to where your body just kind of stays flat. So give it what it needs. You're training. You're not normal anymore. You're going to be going to the gym, lifting heavy shit often. You have to eat like your eating has to reflect your training, okay? And it's also not about delicious food when you're hungry, right? If we only ate delicious food when we were hungry, we would all probably have not the best bodies. It's about fueling your body with enough calories and the right calories to facilitate growth. The fittest people in the world eat the same thing every day. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a crazy taskmaster where you lose all your friends and you don't have any fun because you're too worried about how many almonds you're eating at a dinner party. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that maybe we can apply the 80-20 principle, right? Where 80% of the time you are 100%. And then 20% of the time you can let go a little bit and have fun. So maybe for me, that's Monday through Friday. I'm pretty strict, pretty routine with my diet and my training. And on the weekends, I'll still train, but I'm going to have some wine. I'm going to go to dinner. I'm not going to worry about it. And the irony of that is it actually makes the experience much better because I haven't overindulged all week long. And so I can enjoy a little bit more. And this meme here with this guy, we all know him, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you mean meals 1, 3, and 5 because you're eating 5 meals a day, right? Okay, guys. So that is it, my friends. So we're going to stay tuned for tomorrow's lesson where we're going to actually break down a sample week of training. Now, just FYI, that is just a big fat email. There is a quick video where I'm just walking you through the email, but essentially I left it in text form because it's something that you're going to refer back to. And if it was all video, it'd kind of be a pain in the butt to be referring back to a video. So I left it all in text. There is video demonstrations linked to every single movement and every exercise. There's pictures. There's everything you need in there, but I didn't put it in a slideshow. I left it in the email. So make sure that you read that thing thoroughly. Okay, guys. So that is it. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or just reply to the email that is going out. It's justin@pcodenation.com. All right, guys, over and out. Talk to you later.
Thanks so much for listening to The Performance Code, the official podcast of pcodenation.com with your host, Justin Schollard, online at pcodenation.com. We'll catch you next time.